Anyway, moving right along.
Oh, now see, I want to see this movie because I want to see him like go underneath the car and print it on the struts underneath the car, made in China.
And then he would apologize.
And then he would apologize in Mandarin. Yes, exactly.
John Cena has signed on to star in Matchbox.
John China. Let's get it right.
Okay. He signed on to star in Matchbox, a live-action take on the classic Mattel car toy line. Apple Original Films has snagged the mighty film package that hails from Skydance Mattel Films. Sam Hargrave, the director behind the gritty Extraction movies, is on board to helm the feature. The project is coming in full throttle with a screenplay by David Cogsall, who wrote the action comedy The Family Plan for the streaming and tech giant, and Jonathan Topper, the author and scribe who wrote the Ryan Reynolds action-adventure feature The Atom Project. Matchbox is the toy brand first created in 1953 and acquired by Mattel in 1997. Mattel competed with Matchbox in the diecast space with its own line, Hot Wheels. According to lore, automotive enthusiast Jack Odell designed the first car for his daughter, who was allowed to take a toy to school only if it was small enough to fit in a Matchbox. When his daughter's school friends too began clamoring for a Matchbox car, an iconic brand was born. That's an interesting story. See, they should do, is the movie about that? Is it?
Think about that. Think about that for a second. It's about a little girl who wanted a car.
Uh-oh.
Think about it. Think about that for a second. You know?
Okay, I'll make the car pink, and then she gets a hatchet and hits her dad on the head with it.
I gotta say, when it comes to Matchboxes, I do have some fond memories with Matchboxes. There was a drugstore down by our house where they had like the nickel dime type toys and whatnot, and they had the Matchboxes in this like revolving plexiglass case, it was spin on like a daisy wheel, and you would look at the different cars, and each car had a number next to it, and you'd say, I would like a 25, and then they would look. It was almost like ordering cigarettes. I want Lucky Strike, and they'd pull it for you. It's the same thing with the Matchbox cars. I want a 25. They'd pull the 25, and you'd look at it and go, yep, that's the one I want.
Everyone had these growing up. I don't know if this was Matchbox or Hot Wheels, but I had a Batmobile. Remember the Adam West Batmobile they did as one of these?
That was probably Corgi, but yeah.
Oh, maybe it's Corgi. I also had an Incredible Hulk van.
I had a buddy who had that. Was that the one where you could look in the back?
Yes, look in the back, and you can see the Hulk on the inside. Yes, yeah. The Hulk fighting somebody.
I didn't have that. My buddy Dave did, and I thought it was cool, the gimmick of being able to look in the rear window like a viewfinder or whatever. But I at the same time was thinking, what does the Hulk need with a van? The Hulk smashes and throws vans. He doesn't drive a van.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it was an ice cream truck.
This is a great question. I think that would be cool, actually. Hulk ice cream. Hulk want ice cream. Hulk scream for ice cream. This would be interesting if they're doing this the same way they're doing they did Tetris, right? Where it's a story about how the brand came to be, right?
Yes.
Because that's actually a good story.
Yeah, and this would be interesting if that's what this is. But the project marks the latest collaboration between Skydance and Apple. There is more than half of Skydance productions among them, featuring Miles Teller. So, but what is it about?
Yeah.
Is it going to be like a biopic about the guy that created the Matchbox car?
Or is it going to be about somebody driving cars? Because you know what? We've already got the Fast and Furious. We don't need another franchise like that.
Well, John Cena's in the Fast and the Furious movies now, so that's probably why they picked him. What is it about his dad being shrunk down and he goes into the Matchbox world and all the little race car drivers and little cars? And it's like Ant-Man. It's like being pitched as like Ant-Man.
I think it was Andre over at Midnight's Edge. I may be misattributing it, but I think it was. Speculated that because of the success of Barbie, they're looking for another one, but I can't see this being it. And again, especially not with John China.
Do kids still play with Matchbox cars? I guess they do.
Sure they do.
You used to be able to buy things
Although
for them
I
too,
did
like
see a lot of
twirly loops and
people in
whatnot.
here were saying no, Hot Wheels. What Hot Wheels had, I thought the Matchbox cars were better, but Hot Wheels had all the tracks and all of that.
I remember
kind of
that
stuff, you know, and unfortunately the Matchbox cars didn't work really well with them because they weren't made to, right? But you'd try. I did have a Hot Wheels, you know, one of those plastic put together, you know, loop-de-loop type sets.
Who had the tune-up shop? Remember the tune-up shop you could get? Maybe that was after your time.
I know what you're I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember if it was Hot Wheels or Matchbox.
I don't remember either. My friend had it. I thought it was really cool.
Is that the one that had the you could pull it into the car wash and you'd pump the water onto the car?
This maybe it was something like along those lines. I had a friend that had something like that. I thought it was really cool. I had Hot Wheels, but I didn't have any of these things that went with them. You know?
No, Jesse, they've specifically said they're trying to do a Mattel toy universe.
They're doing a Mattel toy universe.
That is their plan. How that comes off, we'll see. It probably depends on how this movie is received, which I'm currently not having high hopes. But the fact they're not saying much about it.
It's Mr. Potato Head Mattel.
I don't know.
Because
I would have thought Play School.
Movie. What if the Potato Head movie is about a human that's head gets turned into a potato, and he has to fix it?
I would say that would be a Cronenberg film.
You'll have Adam Sandler running around with his potato head making.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that too. Yeah.
Oh no. And I can see him like pleading with his wife, just put me out of my misery. And she puts him in the oven, and then it's a twice baked potato head. She starts eating to show her love. She starts eating the twice baked.
Yeah, no,
you don't like this idea.
We're back to Cronenberg. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just saying. Potato Head was Hasbro, I think. Okay, it was Hasbro. All right. Do you remember the Hot Wheels make your own cars using crayons? Oh, that's interesting.
I don't remember that. No.
That sounds interesting, though. All right.
I'll Google it later.